Mm-mm. Hey, welcome, welcome. We about to have a real discussion. Hi, Jamie. Peace, Tierra. Yes, this is about to get real. If you're easily offended, if you are easily offended, maybe you should not tune into this live because I'm about to say a lot of things. This is all my perception, but a lot of the things I'm going to say you can actually research yourself. I'm going to wait until about 10 people come. We got 6 right now, and once we get 10, we're going to get the discussion popping. We're going to talk about the coronavirus. And we're going to talk about the coronavirus. We're going to talk about George Floyd. And what does the George Floyd situation have to do with Gemini season? You know what Gemini season is, right? It's twinning season. So we are about to touch base on the symbolism of everything that's going on around us, how we are programmed by symbolism. We are being ran by symbolism. And right now, Black Death is trending. Black Death is trending. My co-host is in the building, Miss Sharon. Hi, y'all. Hi, everybody. Thank you to the 10 people who are listening right now. Listen, we about to start it off. Okay, coronavirus. The coronavirus started in China. It has been proven that the coronavirus was made in a lab and accidentally released in China. But the most important thing that I think a lot of us don't realize is what was happening in China right before the coronavirus. I'm going to wait and see if you guys can answer that question for me. Does anybody know what was going on in China right before the coronavirus hit and started killing people? I'm going to wait for somebody to answer. Does anybody know what was happening in China before the coronavirus happened? Come on. Does anybody know? Oh yeah, it was made in the US. Yeah, we already know that it was made in the lab, so these are facts. I'm going to tell you what was happening in China before the coronavirus. So in Hong Kong, they were protesting and rioting. Hong Kong did not want to be a part of main China. Hong Kong did not want to be a part of main China. Hong Kong has more freedoms to the people than main China. Hong Kong wanted to remain separate, whereas China wanted them to join main China, and Hong Kong was like, nah, fuck that. She said, is you driving? Dominique, don't be asking questions. In Hong Kong, before the coronavirus, October and November, they were protesting in Hong Kong, rioting, protesting, and Hong Kong was full of rebellion. Mysteriously, COVID-19 was made in a lab and accidentally released in China. It was accidentally released in China, supposedly. Quote unquote, it was accidentally released. Releasing that during the protests and riots that was going on in Hong Kong, it caused people to get sick and die, so it caused people to want to leave China. People were traveling to Europe, traveling to the US. The US was trying to keep everything a secret. They kept everything a secret. They didn't really tell us until March, but all of these things was going on before then. I think a lot of people already had coronavirus. You know, they say it's like flu-like symptoms, but a little bit worse depending on your immune system. Me and my children both had the flu. I never had the flu in my life. Me and all my children were sick. The only people, not all. Me, King Zion, and Haru were sick in February for like 3 weeks where we was weak. Our breathing, we had high fevers. They even gave me this medication that I was not going to give to my kids. I looked up the medication, and it's the same medication that they were giving to COVID-19 people. These are facts. I think many people already had COVID-19. Hold on. Where are the sources to prove that this got out of a lab? I mean, do your research. It was man-made. It was made in the lab. It was made in the lab. This is not like something that just appeared out of nowhere. It was made in a lab. Look up like Wuhan and all of that. The U.S. knew very much about it, and it was released in China right during the time that there was riots and protests going on, all in China. And you know, in China they show out. So when they was rioting, then they was protesting. They was rioting and protesting. And what better way to get a bunch of people to shut up and go with the flow than to accidentally release coronavirus, COVID-19, created in 2019, released onto China. We're about to, hold on, let me see these questions. I was going to get hyped like, yay, but get off the phone. I'm not getting off. Listen, I'm going to drive this baby. Y'all going to see me, and I'm going to hunk all through the city when I do. Rona was made in a Harvard lab and was stolen by a Chinese student that was really a general in the Chinese army. Absolutely, we're all pawns being moved around by the elites. The elites! Bakari Mall, can you send them the link to that, please? Okay, so speaking of the elites, does anybody know what esoteric is? They program us through symbolism. They program the minds of regular common folk through symbolism. And right now, what is trending in America? What is bigger than the coronavirus? Black Death. Black Death is trending. Everybody wants a part of the action. Everybody wants to act like they give a fuck. Over a sudden, everybody wants to act like they give a fuck. And then people like Snoop Dogg and all these other motherfuckers that usually always clout chasing, they ain't got shit to say right now. You know, a lot of these stars and these Hollywood people, they showing you their true colors. You know what I mean? They don't really got much to say. We are all being bamboozled, and I'm about to tell you why. Look up Harvard, a professor arrested. Bakari says look up the Harvard professor who was arrested. And he's also going to post the link. Yes, so we're going to move past the fact that this is man-made. If you don't believe it's man-made, that's on you. But I believe it was man-made, and I believe it was purposely released in China to stop the protests and the riots that was going on in Hong Kong, because Hong Kong did not want to be a part of mainland China. But now we're about to get into some real shit. So right around the time that coronavirus came out in China, they were having a free banquet. They were celebrating the New Year, the Chinese New Year. So in China, they're very communal, like they're hands-on. They all was eating from the same plates. They were all out at this big ass banquet that looks like a festival, and they were all eating and grabbing from the same plates. And right after that, everybody's dying from coronavirus. Let's speak on it. Bakari Mall has posted a link if you guys want to look at it, regarding the COVID-19 being created in a lab, okay? So check out his link. Yeah, so there was a free there was some type of banquet they were having. I think it was around the time of the Chinese New Year. And they all eat from the same plates. They all share all types of stuff. And I think that's when it was spread on purpose to put a halt to the Hong Kong protests. Okay, I took notes, so bear with me. Let's get into... So, it was kept a secret. Now it hits the U.S. It hits the U.S. Americans are very spoiled. You cannot tell Americans what the fuck to do. You tell an American stay in the house, that American's going to come the fuck out the house. You tell Americans shut the fuck up, we going to talk even louder. That's what Americans do. So, you know, they try to do a lockdown and try to tell people, hey, they didn't tell you they fucked up. They just, hey, stay in the house. This shit's out there. You can catch it. Many Americans was like, man, fuck all that. So in response to that, they're giving out, because many businesses, all these businesses just shut down overnight. Many people's lives were changed overnight due to the coronavirus. So many lives were changed. Mothers were forced to engage with their kids. Fathers were forced to engage with their kids because there's no more daycare. There's no more school to use as a crutch. And isn't it ironic that during the coronavirus, when schools and daycares are shut down, many parents are complaining about having to teach their own fucking children. They were complaining about having to teach their children, educate their own children. But in the same breath, they're talking shit about the school system. The school system where they don't show up to PTA meetings. The school system where they don't ask the important questions that leads to, important solutions. These are the same people who had so many problems with children getting abused in daycare, children getting neglected, children coming back with scratches. So something was, the elite put forth this shit where schools and daycares are closed and parents didn't know how to react. They didn't want to teach their kids. They didn't know what the fuck to do. What are you going to do when you go in and, you're a student and you're going to the teacher and you're asking the teacher questions, who is your parents, and your parents can barely read. Your parents can barely write. Your parents don't know much about math. I would have been a horrible math teacher. That's why I teach my kids reading and writing and all that good shit. I leave the math shit to their father. I'm not good at math, so I would epically fail at teaching my children higher up, like regular math, yeah, but all that other shit, no. So she said chasing the bag 16 hours a day. Yeah, so before the coronavirus, everybody was bragging about chasing the bag. Everybody was bragging about having 3-4 jobs. People were complaining about being at these people were complaining about being at these jobs. They was always complaining about how they had to clock in and they can't take it and they don't get time with their family. Coronavirus hits, you have the opportunity, because your job might have shut down. You have the opportunity to be home with your family. You have the opportunity to teach your children. More power is actually being put into your hand during the coronavirus than you realize, and we're kind of like complaining about it. So they give you a $1,200 stimulus check for a pandemic. First of all, I'm getting tired of these neighbors beeping while I'm trying to talk. I guess they waiting for somebody to come outside. I hope they hurry up and come outside. So anyways, parents are now given freedom. They have nothing but time on their hands. Most jobs were shut down. Many were working from home. And still that wasn't enough. A lot of children, I'm afraid for a lot of these kids right now, because what are they learning? If I go off of how a lot of these parents post and a lot of the things they say and a lot of the way they spell and a lot of the ways they speak, I'm a little bit fucking nervous to have them as teachers. I'm a little bit nervous, Hold on. Yeah, hold on. So now we're going to address what happened after the coronavirus, the stimulus check. So the stimulus checks come out, and during a fucking pandemic, people are still trying to compete, compare, and act like they're too good for free fucking money. Oh, why are you worried about a stimulus check? Oh, I get money. I'm an essential worker. You're not an essential worker. You're sacrificial. You're sacrificial lamb. I hate how it sounds. I hate, the government's not caring about how essential you are. They're caring about you making money and raising up the stock market. You get what I'm trying to say? Why in the middle of a coronavirus are we still trying to compete and compare with each other? Why are you upset that somebody's happy that they got a stimulus check? Why all of a sudden does that mean they're broke? Why in the black community do we treat each other that way? How the fuck you mad at somebody about being happy for getting free money? Who's not going to be happy about getting free money? And let me tell you something, ain't nothing fucking free. So it ain't really free money. Some way, somehow, we gonna pay for that shit. But in the meantime, during the middle of a pandemic where jobs are shutting down, there's no daycares, single moms don't really have a lot of support. They're forced to stay home. There's bills that still need to be paid. These motherfuckers gave out $1,200 and $500 for each child. Was that supposed to help people survive? That wasn't supposed to help nobody fucking survive. And that's why one thing I can say I am proud of is this coronavirus has created so many entrepreneurs. It has created so many creative hustlers, creative ways of hustling and bringing in income. You now figured out how to make another stream of income. So I see a lot of that going on. I see a lot of it from the women. There is a lot of women that are stepping out and taking their power, and they're opening up businesses. I don't give a fuck if it's eyelashes. Vanity is a big business. Eyelashes, hair weave, makeup, hair products, face products, vanity. That is big fucking business. And the craziest part is selling during a time where we was on lockdown. We was on a nationwide lockdown, and I seen people making bank off of vanity. So that causes me to think, we need to change our mindsets, and we need to do it fast. Because even in the middle of a pandemic, when your job didn't mean shit and your money, what the fuck your money mean if you can't find the toilet paper? If there ain't no toilet paper? What the fuck your money mean when you go into the grocery store? You can have all the money in the world, but if that shit ain't on the shelf, it ain't on the shelf. What are we comparing, competing for in the middle of a fucking pandemic? You don't think it's more important things to worry about? I'm missing questions. Hold on. Hi, Ashley Miller. Hi, New King. Okay, vanity during the pandemic, I still more relevant than life. Yeah, vanity's a big thing, yo. It's big business. Ass shots, body shapers, waist trainers, eyelashes, lace fronts, bundles, braiding hair. Vanity is big fucking business. And I've seen a lot of women making a come up on it. And I'm not mad at it at all. I'm not mad at you finding your own stream of income and becoming your own fucking boss. I ain't gonna hate on that. Why are y'all both, why am I seeing a lot of shit where this person sells lashes and they sell lashes and y'all beefing? The fuck y'all beefing for? Why are y'all beefing? Because y'all sell the same thing? Are you kidding me? Giant doesn't beef with Walmart, even though Walmart's better. They just sell shit. They just sit the shit there and they give it to the customers and they provide it for the people who need it. So I'm confused by all the competition and people still brag, yeah, I'm getting to a bag and I'm doing this. What you gonna do when your bag don't mean shit? You got a bag full of IOUs. Yeah, I have a brand new car. I paid for it with a bag full of IOUs. That's what money is. It's an IOU. They're printing more money. They're printing all this money and they don't got the gold to back it up. So every time you spend that $20 bill, every time you spend that $50 bill, every time you spend that $100 bill, every time you're risking your life to get that motherfucking money, realize you're doing all that for an IOU. That's what that fucking green piece of paper is. I don't put money on a pedestal. It's nothing but a means to an end for me. It's a means to end me from being homeless. It's going to pay that bill. It's going to pay that rent. It's going to pay that electricity bill. But I'm never going to be defined by how much money is in my pocket. I will never be defined by how much money is in my fucking pocket. I could be sitting dead in front of you with $5,000 in my pocket. And I'm still going to be the same Tamika that I was when I had $5 in my pocket. Money does not change who the fuck I am. It might change the type of materials I get. I could probably upgrade on my materials like I upgraded on a car, but it's not going to change who I am. Well, I guess it kind of does change you. Like, it's going to, me having this car is going to open up the doors for more opportunity for travel, exposing my family to different things. So it does change you, but I ain't going to let it change me where now over a sudden I think I'm better than you. And I'm pretending I've never struggled. And I'm pretending I never hit a pothole. And I'm pretending I did it all by my motherfucking self. I did do a lot of shit by myself. But why do we brag more about doing it by ourselves than bragging and saying, hey, we did this together? We rather people know we did this by ourselves than people to know. It's like it's cool in the black community to brag about doing something. Oh, I do this by myself. No fucking help. That's sad. That's not good. That's not a compliment. And that's stressful. And you probably don't get sleep. And you probably don't get sleep. You're probably constipated. You never get a moment to yourself. If you're bragging about doing every fucking thing yourself and you think that makes you strong, why in the black community do we brag so much? I did this all by myself. I ain't have no help. Nobody helped me. No, doesn't it sound better? Hey, we did this together. We built this shit together. Why can't we have that type of mentality? Shiraz says vanity during the pandemic. Oh, I already read that. When everybody in the damn world got one, people are weird. Yeah, like they're acting like, bitch, you coming at people for being happy about a stimulus check, but you qualify for it. You qualify for a stimulus check. The only motherfuckers I want to hear complaining is maybe the niggas that got it taken due to child support. Them niggas is mad. Like, the ones who got it taken during child support, those should be the only ones, like, complaining. And then again, if you was on your shit, yeah, you maybe, you know what I mean? Those should be the only ones complaining. But how the fuck you complain about people being happy about something that you qualify for? You qualify for a stimulus check. My shit came out as soon as the same date that they said they was going to drop. I got it at, like, April. It was like April. It came at, like, 8 o'clock at night out of nowhere. And I'm not going to sit here and pretend I wasn't excited. I'm not going to pretend I wasn't happy to have that extra money to take care of my family. I'm not about to sit here and act like I'm too fucking good for a stimulus check. I'm not going to act like I'm better than you by pretending I don't need that. Who the fuck don't need $1,200 plus $500 for each dependent? I was happy as fuck. I said, oh, okay, maybe I'm happy I went from 1 kid to 3. I get $500 for each dependent. You know how much you can do with shit like that if you smart with it? If you smart, who the fuck is laughing? Crazy how Walmart, Home Depot stayed open the whole time. That's another thing. If we could all crowd in Walmart, how the fuck can we not go to a graduation or a funeral? We're being bamboozled, people. And this conversation is about to get a lot deeper. So, we're moving on from the stimulus check. Why over a sudden are white celebrities speaking up? Over a sudden, people like Seth Rogen, he's like coming at the All Lives Matter people. All these white celebrities are over a sudden like speaking up. There's even a trend of white girls cutting their hair bald to act like they can relate to us. You can't relate to me. You can't relate to me, Becky. Susan, Karen, Becky, you cannot relate to me. And cutting your hair doesn't mean that you can. Because you cut your hair was a choice. I was born this skin color. You cannot relate to me. You chose to cut your hair. That's why people's looking at you crazy. That does not mean you can relate to this. You cannot relate. People like Seth Rogen are speaking up now on All Lives Matter, but where was all this speaking up before? Why is Black Death always trending? Now it's the thing to be involved in. Over a sudden now it's the thing to be involved in, and y'all about to be pissed because I'm going to go so deep. You might want to stick around. You might want to stick around. Oh my God, I'm missing all these comics. Greedy nation, greed, greed, greed. Black Lives Matter. Trump is a joke. They're trying to usher in martial law reform in Dauphin County. Honey, we about to get real. Hold on. Competition is a horrible issue in the niggas community, along with envy and jealousy. I can never envy somebody. You know why? I don't know what the fuck you did to get that. I don't know what you had to. You could be. I just got a regular. Is it called Ultima Nissan or Nissan Ultima? I don't even know the name of my own car. Do I say Ultima Nissan or Nissan Ultima? Somebody could pull up next to me in a Benz, right? I'm not going to be jealous of that person in the Benz. You know why I'm not going to be jealous of that person in the Benz? First of all, I don't know what the fuck you went through to get that Benz. I don't know what type of battles you had to face. I don't know what you had to do to get that Benz. So I'm not going to be jealous of you. Not at all. And I'm not going to be jealous of a whole bunch of bitches bragging about getting a bag. And a lot of them is sucking and fucking for this shit. I'm not going to get mad at you for something. I got to work hard for the shit I got. So it's going to take me a little bit longer. I'm not going to be jealous of a bitch that's going around sucking dick to get it. Or finessing niggas to get it. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to get jealous of you. I'm not going to be jealous and wish that I could go suck dick to get it. No, I'm going to have to take my time. And I don't really particularly want a Benz, so I'm not going to be jealous of a motherfucker pulling up beside me in a Benz. I don't even like Benzes. I don't even like them. I barely like cars. That's why it took me so long to get another one. I barely like cars. You get me? Hold on. If the National Treasury say 50 is now equal to 5, then what? Yeah. What if the government was like, your $50 is only $5 now? You still going to be bragging about the brag? Y'all bragging about shit that's a necessity. I'm not going to give high five to somebody that works and pays bills. That's a necessity here. That's a necessity. And all these, like working 3, 4, 5 jobs, y'all about to be mad at me. You're a fucking slave. And you're bragging about being it. You're bragging about being it. If you could go get 4 or 5 fucking jobs, the time you spend to have 4 or 5 jobs, you can try to start your own business. You can take that time. You can have that full-time and that part-time. And then when you got your own free time in the midst of that, you could try to put that same effort that you're putting into 4 or 5 businesses. You could be trying to create your own business. You could try to be your own boss. It takes work. It takes consistency. It takes work ethic, consistency, and discipline. And a lot of us lack that. That's why we rather sit here and brag about clocking in 24 hours a day. Because it's easier. We get this little fucking pennies and chump change while the people at the head of us is fucking rich. They're getting filthy rich while we're making chump change. These motherfuckers don't even have to clock in. You gotta clock in and you're getting them paid. I'm not bragging about no shit like that. You never see me bragging about a job. If you go off of Facebook, you'll never know whether I got a job or not, because you never see me bragging 24. Now, the one job I did brag about a lot was my preschool job. I didn't particularly brag about the job. Well, it was the job. I loved the fact that I was teaching children. I loved that I was in a classroom and I was getting the opportunity to mold young minds. So I bragged about that because I was excited about that field. But you never really hear me, oh, I'm clocking in, I'm clocking out, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. I did 16 hours. I did 80 hours in 2 days. You doing 80 hours in 2 days? Who's watching your kids? Who's watching your kids? You know who's getting neglected? When I hear people talk like that, I be feeling sorry for them. I do. Like when they be bragging about working and busting all them hours, I was like, yo, you lucky. Like, who's watching your kids that long? Like, you lucky. Like, I wish. I could barely find a babysitter now. What the fuck? You working 20-hour shifts a day? When do you ever get time with your family? Why is money more important than spending time and vibing and bonding? It's how people downplay others about those things. Yes, it is. Poor diets and lack of sunlight. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. So they had us locked in the house. We was on lockdown. There was curfews. Now most people are sitting in the house. They ordering out. If you smoke, people were chain smoking. If you a pothead, motherfuckers was getting high. You know, motherfuckers was, blowing their mind. I was one of them, smoking hella weed. You know what I mean? To clear your mind. Your body is now prone to disease. It's easily prone to disease because you're not getting outside and you're not getting no sunshine. You're sitting in a house all day, twiddling your fingers, scrolling up and down Facebook, eating takeout, eating fried foods, motherfucking sea boils. I never seen so many sea boils in my life. Where are they finding these crabs? They should be endangered species by now. I never seen so many sea boils in my life. Okay? So if we're just sitting in a house and we have nothing to do and we have a poor eating diet, and we're not really getting sunshine. We're not really going out for walks. We're not riding bikes. We're not really getting physical and active. We're making our body more susceptible to disease. We're making our bodies more susceptible to depression and anxiety. And depression and anxiety opens up the door for you to get sicker fast. And you can literally drive yourself sick. You can make yourself sick. True shit. You could be so stressed out. Your diet could be so unhealthy. You literally make your fucking self sick. And now they're telling you, oh, you died of coronavirus. That motherfucker had a heart attack. Too much fat, too much hot sauce, too much fucking salt. They had a heart attack. That was not COVID-19. They had a fucking heart attack. And then a lot of the people that's dying from COVID-19, a lot of the older folk, and they're calling it COVID-19, a lot of those older folk already had a lot of health issues. They already had a lot of health issues. So if your immune system's already weak and they're telling you stay in the house and they're fucking playing with the weather and the sun don't want to come out, I was like, the sun will come out tomorrow. Trump administration said, fuck that. Boom. It's raining for a week straight. Stay in the house. Keep eating all that Grubhub and Uber Eats and DoorDash. Keep the poor diet. Drink up all the soda. Drink more liquor. Drink more beer. Get fucked up. Smoke. We're making our bodies more susceptible to disease. It's easier for the shit to spread then. Hold on. Almost everybody qualified for stimulus checks. Yeah, like how the fuck you qualify for a stimulus check, but you clowning somebody else for being happy about it? Bitch, you should be happy you qualify. Like, I'm just confused. Well, we shouldn't be happy that we qualify. We think it's a win that we qualify, but it's really not. But you got to think there's a small handful of people that own the world's wealth. They own the world's wealth. There's like a handful of family bloodlines that own the world's wealth. So why would I not get excited about $1,200 and $500 for each dependent? Why the fuck would I not be happy? You telling me if somebody walked up to you and gave you an envelope and it was $1,200 in it, you're not going to be happy? You mean to tell me you're going to look like, I'm too good for this because I get money. And da-da-da-da. And people would like to brag, oh, this wasn't no stimulus money. This wasn't no tax money. This car wasn't no stimulus money, but I don't give a fuck whether you think it was or not. I've been had that shit been spent. That been gone. I don't give a fuck whether you thought it was or not, though. It's like, why are we still trying to prove ourselves? But we're proving ourselves in the wrong area. Everybody want to act like they balling. Everybody want to act like they too good for some money that everybody qualifies for it. I was mad as hell. Child support took my shit, but I was good though. Yeah, child support definitely took a lot of y'all shit. So I say Nissan. Oh my God, what happened? Wait, y'all. I gotta push to start and I'm just still learning how to use this shit. They probably about to laugh at me. Oh my God, I think my light in my car went out. Is that bad, y'all? Oh, okay. Don't laugh at me, y'all. I'm using my... Okay, so let's move on. Hold on. So I say Nissan Altima. Okay, instead of Altima, Nissan. What made the NFL come forward? I think the NFL came forward because Black Death is trending. Everybody want to act like they give a fuck. Nickelodeon, everybody gives a fuck now about black people. Why did it take a video of a man getting basically suffocated to death? Well, getting strangled with a kneecap. He got strangled with a cop's kneecap. That's strangulation. That cop's kneecap strangled George Floyd. The NFL's not sincere. They know black people love sports. Black people love sports. They gotta apologize. They need you to support the NFL. They need you to buy jerseys. They need you to be hype about the games. They need you to be tuning in. Just like the NBA.
NFL never misses.
Oh my, just like the NBA. Just like the NBA. Just like the fucking NBA. Like, they always they gonna always need your money, so they're gonna apologize. They're gonna make it sound like they're all good. They're not sorry. You really think they're fucking sorry? No, they're not sorry. They need your money. They need your support. They're realizing just how powerful numbers are. Black people moving in numbers is a scary thing. Wait, I was missing so many comments. Imagine if we started our own leagues. That would be amazing. Can we start a soccer league? I want a soccer league. No, white people love sports. They like us to entertain them. Exactly. They need all these black athletes. They need y'all. They need y'all to want to go to the NFL. Because you're going to be $1 million slave. You're going to make them a lot of fucking money. They need you to go to the NBA. They need you right now. They need you. So they're going to apologize and they're going to act like they're sorry. And they're not really fucking sorry at all. Somebody said, don't kill that battery. Oh my God, am I about to kill my battery? Am I really going to kill my battery? I don't want to kill my battery, y'all. But I want us to sit in my car because it's kind of nice. But we have a lot more to address. So hold on. So, Black Death trending. Let's talk about George Floyd. So, Gemini season. Y'all know what Geminis are, right? Twinning. Okay? What is the irony that George Floyd's daughter, Gianna, that is the same name of Kobe Bryant's daughter who died. So George Floyd dies and his daughter Gianna is like all over the news and going viral. And twinning. There's a twin in the situation because it relates, like it's the same name as Kobe Bryant's daughter who died in the car crash. George Floyd was also in a porn. In this porn, nobody knew this was George Floyd until he died. He looked exactly like Steven Jackson. Twinning. He looked exactly like Steven Jackson. Speaking of Steven Jackson, the irony, one of his most famous quotes was him mentioning how black women are worse than the police. The irony, that was one of his, one of his biggest things. Now he's trying to act like he's for the black people. No, you're not. You literally made a statement saying that black women are worse than the police. But this is who they thought George Floyd was in the porn. They thought George Floyd was Steven Jackson. And it wasn't Steven Jackson. It was indeed George Floyd. Twinning. We're going to address the twinning because you're about to get mad at me. Okay. So, his daughter's trending. Her name is Gianna. And who else was trending named Gianna? Kobe Bryant's daughter. Right? Is this a conspiracy theory or not? Then, there was a food company that was about to pay for George Floyd's funeral. I'm telling you, this is all programmed. This was all set. And still, I'm not saying George Floyd didn't really die. He really did die. But I think he was a sacrifice. I think he really was. He was a Mason. He had the double-headed, if you see the porn, he really did have the double-headed, bull-headed eagle. The double-headed eagle. That's a Mason sign. That is the Masonry sign, y'all. Put two and two together. Everything I'm saying is facts. So, at first, there was a food company that was going to pay for George Floyd's funeral. And then twinning, Gemini season, guess who comes out and pays for his funeral? Ironically, Floyd Mayweather. So we have Gianna saying how her daddy changed the world. And we have Kobe Bryant's daughter named Gianna. I'm just talking about stuff that's twinning that just seems a little bit too ironic. And it's making it seem like this is all symbolism. This is all symbolism to purposely cause an uprising. And I think it's necessary. There's going to be casualties of war. There's going to be sacrifices. It took George Floyd to set it off. And this is only the very beginning. You know what the real revolution is going to be? Our children. We're not going to do much. We're not going to see much we're not going to see much change before we die. We're not. It's going to be our children. Whatever seeds we're planting now, our children is going to follow that through. Hold on. I don't want to miss no comments. Turn on your car and let it. Okay, hold on. Y'all so nice. Is y'all helping me? Hold on, y'all. Okay, hold on. Oh, wait a minute. This is kind of scary. Ooh, that air conditioner feels nice. Thank you, guys. I turned it on. I turned my car on so I could save my battery. A double eagle tat. Yup, he had a double eagle tat. That's a sign of Freemasonry. And when you're a Freemason, you'll take an L like that. There was a lot of famous people whose deaths became famous and went viral. A lot of them had connections to Freemasonry. So I'm not saying these people didn't really die. I'm not saying... I don't want nobody to get me twisted. I'm not saying it's okay what the cop did. I'm not saying it's okay what we saw. What I'm saying is we are being bamboozled, and a lot of this shit is being programmed because they already are hip to our reaction. They know how we're going to react. If you've been programming a people for hundreds of years and you're brainwashing them through the media, you're brainwashing them through the music, you're poisoning them through the food, it's easy to bamboozle people. It's very easy to do that. They set all this shit in motion. Right when they started opening the world back up and people started getting comfortable with getting back into things, George Floyd's death is all over social media. It's just all over the world. It's all over the world, and people are reacting out of nowhere. And I'm not saying that it's not needed. It's needed. But have you ever asked yourself, a lot of these predominantly white towns that have no black people, have you asked yourself what is their agenda to protesting? What are they protesting? Do you really think all their motives are genuine? Or do you think a lot of people are doing a group think thing? Everybody's thinking as a group, which they knew we was going to do. They knew we was going, right when the world's about to open back up, y'all start getting people, like, y'all show us death and you put trauma on the minds of millions and millions of people, and they react. And if you've been programming these people for years and years and years, you know how they're going to react. You could pretty much sit back and guess it. Hold on. Is the revolution being televised? No, it's not. Y'all think this is the revolution. This ain't no revolution for real. They pussyfooting. We all still out here pussyfooting for real. Let me tell you what the real revolution is. The real revolution is what Master P said when these drug dealers start buying up the blocks. When they start buying up the blocks and they own whole neighborhoods and communities. That's the real revolution. The real revolution is when there are more black people owning land than renting property. That's the real revolution. The real revolution is when we have our own schools. We have our own banking systems. Even us having our own financial currency. That's the real revolution. Right now, you're seeing everybody react out of emotion. Which is typical. We're human. What are you going to do with anger with no outlet? You going to fuck shit up. I wish I could get out there and fuck shit up, but I got kids. Even with, I don't know, I might take the kids with me. Like, go up in there and fuck that up real quick. Psych, nah, teach them young, baby. Teach them young. I am over here dying. Teach them young. The revolution's not being televised at all. When there's more black people owning land instead of renting, that's the revolution. When there are more black entrepreneurs, when there are more black LLCs, when there are more black-owned business and Arab businesses and Indian businesses and Spanish businesses in the black community, that's when there's a revolution. Right now, there's just a lot of emotion. There's a lot of misplaced emotion. That's what it is right now. It's not the revolution yet. We ain't nowhere near the revolution yet. Hold on. Real boycotts, real black support. Yeah, fuck the protests. Like, we need to start taking our money away from them. It's money. The most important thing to white people is money. That is the most important thing. You want to fuck with a white person, do your paperwork and fuck their money up. Fuck their money up. Do your paperwork. White people love paperwork. They love you to have paperwork and documentation. Get your paperwork. Get that motherfucker. Y'all ever notice white people love paperwork and documents and faxes and notaries? Do shit like that. We got to get our paperwork up and start running up in their pockets. That's what we need to do. These are just things to get us to think that she's speaking. Who you talking about, Miss Sharon? Hold on. Trading from farms within black communities. Whoever controls your food can starve you to death. Whoever can get you full can starve you. We need to learn how, I like how Corey Hill says that. Farming. We need more black farming. The revolution ain't real until we're actually farming. And we're distributing our own food. And we have our own wholesales. And we have our plaza with our own grocery stores. We need our own grocery stores. We need our own banks. We need our own schools. We keep trying to beg these people that showed us that they don't motherfucking respect us. How you keep coming to somebody that keeps showing you that they do not respect us and they don't want us to be here, and yet we want to be equal to these people? I don't want to be nothing fucking like you. I don't want to be privileged. I don't want to feel super privileged where I think I'm better and I'm more superior than the next. Everything I know, for everything I do know now, there's so much shit that I don't know. I would never think I'm better than somebody or I'm more superior. I would never come across like that. And if people ever think that about me, that's because they personally think that they self. Because I don't think I'm better than nobody. I don't think I'm better than nobody. I don't act like I don't need people. I need people. Without me, without you, there's no me. So how the fuck can I act like I don't need nobody? How the fuck can I act like I'm better than somebody? How the fuck I'm better than you and me and you live down the block from each other? I can't be better than you if I'm walking past you in the same fucking hood. We in the same hood. How am I think I'm better than you? And that's another thing they do up here. I don't give a fuck if you wearing Gucci. I don't give a fuck if you wearing Gucci, Prada, or what's this, Louis Vuitton. I don't give a fuck about none of that. You got all that, but you live in the same hood I live in. If I had mad money like that where I'm able to buy Gucci and Prada and all that, I'm not living in the fucking smack dab in the middle of the hood. And I'm not saying there's nothing necessarily wrong in the hood, but I'm not about to be walking over trash. Because when I say hood, I mean hood. I'm not about to be walking over trash on 19th and North in some Gucci shoes, thinking I'm better than you. The fuck I look like? I'm not gonna be side-eyeing a bitch and Dolce and Gabbana thinking I'm better than you, and I just had to go through the same fucking struggle as you. I'm not gonna think I'm better than you because I'm wearing like, I don't know, up here I guess like name brands is everything up here. I don't give a fuck. Bitch could be wearing Gucci and have nothing else going for herself. Know how many motherfucking people I see wear name brand and all of that and be lit as shit, but can't read worth a fucking lick. Can't read, can't write, can't nothing. Can't do none of that. The fuck it matters if you're wearing Gucci if you can't fucking spell it. The fuck it matters if you're wearing Louis Vuitton if you can't read it out loud. The fuck? If you can't read and you can't write, that means you can't think. And ain't no way no bitch is gonna think she better than me because of what the fuck you wearing. When you can't read and you can't write, that means you cannot fucking think. You cannot think. You are easily susceptible to group thinking. I'm not a group thinker. I think for my fucking self, and I don't care who doesn't like it. That's the type of time I'm on. Moving on to the next topic. Hold on. I'm missing all these nice comments. Hold on, y'all. Emotion is the worst to react on. We have to strategize and take their power, which is, like you said, money. See, I'm not mad at the rioters. I'm the type, I agree with the rebels. I don't know. I relate to the rebels reacting out of emotion. I think for far too long, I think black people for far too long have always played the bigger person. Black people have always played the bigger person. Why is she calling me while I'm on my live? We've always played the bigger person. We're always, oh, I pray and I forgive you. I'm not shaking a hand and forgiving nobody who done killed my motherfucking child. I'm not forgiving you. I'm not forgiving you. And even if I do, I'm not shaking your hand and hugging you. I'm not shaking your hand and hugging you because I'm not forgiving you for you. I'm forgiving you for me. So what the fuck I need the world to see me shake your hand and hug you? And I'm a very spiritual person. I'm very, very spiritual. I believe in the power of forgiveness. I believe in the power of understanding. I believe in the power of discernment. But it's a whole different ball game when you kill something that came out of me. I can't see somebody killing one of my children and I give you a hug. I'm not that nice. You see, that's why they liked Martin Luther King. They didn't really like him, but that's why they tolerated him. Because Martin Luther King, he was the turn the other cheek type of person. Oh, if they do it, just turn the other cheek, smack. Turn the other cheek, smack. Turn the other cheek, smack. Turn the other cheek. There's only going to be but so many fucking times. I don't know if I'll turn my cheek the first time nowadays. I'm reacting out of emotion. I'm going to react. You smacked me in my face. I'm going to react. It brought me emotional pain and physical pain. I'm going to react. And that's what they're doing. There's a lot of people out there that's reacting to the anger. They're tired of seeing black trauma. America loves black trauma. It's like porn to Americans. It's like porn. Oh my God, another black person died. Let me see the video. Don't send me videos of black people beating up other black people. Don't send me videos of cops beating up on black people. I don't want to see that shit. I know what's going on. It's been going on. It only looks like it's new because phones are out now. Motherfuckers is too cowardly to jump in, so they rather pull out a fucking cell phone and record it. That's the only reason why it looks like it's new. This shit ain't new. Ain't nothing new about none of this that's going on to us. What's happening now is more people are willing to record than jump in. More people are willing to pick up a camera and record it than they are to jump in. And that's sad. That's sad. Because there was too many people around George Floyd who could have jumped in that. Nobody had the heart. Nobody had the heart to push that officer. Nobody had the heart to go around that little Asian dude that was just sitting there blocking him. This nigga peed on the concrete. George Floyd's pee was on the concrete. He was screaming for his mother. He was screaming for his mother, and his mother is dead. If that don't fuck you up, I don't know what do. But what I am saying is I think this was strategic. I think a lot of things that are happening is strategic. And people look at you crazy when you say that, like you're a conspiracy theorist. But you've seen The Simpsons. You've seen that they've had episodes of shit that happened years later. Yet you looking at me like I'm fucking crazy and the information is right in your face. You've seen it. How the fuck did they come out with all these pandemic movies in the middle of a pandemic? Netflix had pandemic, epidemic, virus, outbreak. During the pandemic, y'all just got all these movies that was just sitting in the cut that y'all just now releasing them. You don't think that's programming? You don't think that's strategic planning? If you have a whole bunch of people under fear, it's easy to control them. It's easy to control how they're going to react to something. It's easy to control how they're going to handle something. It's easy to control and get them to do what the fuck you want them to do if they're full of fucking fear. Hold on. They ain't shit without a piece of paper. They're not. They're not. They're not. The fact, true fact, change, money flow, and they will pay attention. Hold on. Some of y'all, I can't. I'm one with nature. I ain't better than anyone. We will make the world go round. That's what I'm trying to say. Ubuntu. There's an African concept called Ubuntu. Without you, there is no me. How the fuck can I think I'm better than you? Without you, there is no me. How I'm going to think I'm better than you? I don't even like calling people my followers. I don't like how it sounds. I don't like being like my followers. I don't like it. I feel like there's other leaders who like the leader in me, period. There's other leaders that like the leaders in me. I learn from other leaders. I really do. I learn from other leaders. You know what I mean? Like, how the fuck I'm better than you when I'm going through the same shit you going through? I can't be better than you. I don't give a fuck if I was wearing Gucci right now. I still ain't better than you because I'm sitting in the same fucking block you sitting on. I ain't in a mansion. We both renting apartments. We don't got no land. No fuckers be out here acting like they balling out of control. Do you have land? Do you own land? Cause they be like, oh, bitches is broke. Bitch, we all broke. Just because you try to convince yourself that you're not doesn't mean you're not broke. Anybody who has to work 16-hour shifts just to get fucking by is broke. Is broke. We're all broke. We're all spending IOUs. Even with the money in your pocket, you're broke. You're dead ass broke. Crazy part is all them designers is racist as fuck. They are. They are racist. They don't even like you, but they like your money. You know what somebody said? I think a Jew said this. He was like, black people have liquid money. We just let money just slide through our motherfucking hands like it's nothing. Corey Hill said, I ain't saying that. I'm just saying this time we spending outside right now could have literally been on a farm. Yeah, the money we was spending, we could have bought up some land. I would get together with some people and buy some land. Buy a farm. If I could have it my way, I would like bunch up families because Puerto Ricans do it, Mexicans do it, Asians do it. They all live under one roof. There'll be like 5 generations living underneath one roof. And they all getting money in the house and they're all just stacking it. We as a people, we feel like we have to like have our own everything, be independent with everything. We kick our kids out when they're 18. What the fuck? So because they graduated high school, that means they know about life? High school didn't teach them shit. Especially these new high schools. They didn't teach these kids shit. They don't have no home economics no more. These motherfuckers don't even know how to write in cursive. And you kicking your kid out at 18 just because you want time to yourself and they don't got no motherfucking life skills. And then we wonder why they end up in jail. We wonder why they have several baby dads or several baby mamas. We wonder why they go from job to job. We wonder why they don't know how to stay stable. They don't have no home training skills. They don't got no fucking life skills. But you thought because they graduated, that means that they were grown. And that means they were ready for the real world. That school wasn't preparing them for the real fucking world. School's only preparing them to be employees. They're not teaching your kids to be their own bosses. They're teaching them to work for somebody else. It's the reality. I want. Wait, well, hold on. I'm missing some good comments. Hold on, y'all. The rich people that really want to run the world want the people to be divided, because if we all stick together, they will be scared that we will comfort them. It's not black versus white. It's the rich versus the poor. Period. No, it is. It really is. And the funniest part is white people think they're excluded because they're not white, because they're not black. Oh, they're not going to fuck with us. Bitch, you about to be a casualty too. Because it really is about money. It really is. It really is. Right now, it don't look like the target's on you, but you're going to be a target too. All them white people in the trailer parks and all that you poor. If you poor, you a threat. They consider us bottom feeders. They consider people that are not rich like them bottom feeders. They feel like we don't belong here. They want their land back. They probably don't give a fuck about people burning shit up because they want this land back. They want the property back. You ever notice in the hood, a lot of fires be breaking out of nowhere, and it be abandoned houses. So what happens is these abandoned houses catch on fire out of nowhere. And then months go by and the family can't afford to fix that house that burnt down. And then the bank gets it. The beginning of gentrification. The bank comes and gets the property that you couldn't afford to fix. So it's always some type of electrical, you don't think a lot of this shit is a setup? They want all this shit back. They want to push a lot of the black folk out of certain parts of Harrisburg, and we don't even know what's happening. They want to push you out. And it's not just happening in Harrisburg, it's happening in communities all over the U.S. They want their fucking land back. They want a lot of these motherfuckers to die because they feel like we're bottom feeders and we don't serve no real fucking purpose, even though we truly do. We truly do. Hold on. We're not broke. That's why they are giving this false support, because we buy what we want no matter the price. Honey. Hi, Aaron. Hold on. I'm missing all these nice comments. Hold on. I'm reading, y'all. I'm reading. Hold on. Let's get to the... Hold on, because I don't want to get too sidetracked, y'all, because I had a lot to discuss, okay? So, did y'all know that all 4 of the cops, most of their neighbors did not know that they were cops? You don't think that's a little ironic? I'm saying I think this is all strategic. There's a biological, psychological, and spiritual war going on right now. And I really mean that. It's a biological, some shit they done put up in the air. Psychological, they fucking with your mind through the media, through the constant bombarding of headlines. You're just getting bombarded all day. Headlines, coronavirus, Black Death, coronavirus, Black Death, coronavirus. So you're getting psychologically oppressed. They're already biologically oppressing us. They spraying shit all up in the air. They got coronavirus just lingering in the background. And then there's a spiritual war going on. I really believe there's a spiritual war going on, and I'm about to tell you why I believe there's a spiritual war going on. So, Beyonce got this song, right? What is that song? I'm a Savage. Classy, bougie, ratchet. And she said she's on her demon time. She might start an OnlyFans. Y'all heard her say that? I'm on my demon time. I might start an OnlyFans. I feel like the whole 2020, the government has been on nothing but demon time. Are y'all paying attention? It's demons lurking. There's demons lurking. I just found out that OnlyFans is basically like Pornhub with a Snapchat. I thought I could get on OnlyFans and rap and people would pay to see me rap. But one of my homegirls showed me one of the videos that was on OnlyFans, and I said, what the fuck? Is this what they doing on OnlyFans? I was not aware. I was like, I just knew that I was going to get on OnlyFans and rap, and people was going to love to hear me rap. And then I heard it's like a porn site. It's like Snapchat for porn. Demon energy. And I don't want people to think, oh, she said there's a demon. Let me tell you something. Demonic, it's a frequency. It's a frequency. The feeling, the emotion of greed, envy, jealousy, hate, that is demonic. That is a low frequency. It's a dark frequency. When I say God or the universe, I'm talking about a frequency. I try not to call God he, her, it. Well, I call it it. It's a frequency that we can all tune into. Some people are tuning into their God frequency. We are all reflections of a higher power. And through connecting to a higher power, we connect to our higher selves. If you consider your higher power to be Jesus Christ because you love the example that he lived as a man and you want to follow that example, do that. If that's what makes you get in touch with your higher self, you do that. If somebody wants to use the Quran to get in touch with their higher self, do that. But let me tell you this, if you need a book to tell you what's right and wrong, if you need a book to tell you it's wrong to kill your mother or kill your brother, if you need a book to tell you it's wrong to rob, steal, and kill, I don't need a book to tell me none of that. I don't need a book. I know it's wrong morally. I don't feel right. Even when I do petty shit, because I'm petty, even when I do little petty shit, I don't never feel right about it. I don't. That's why I delete a lot of posts and shit, because I don't feel right about it because I knew it was wrong. I didn't need a book to tell me it was wrong. God is a frequency that many people are not tuning into. A lot of people are tuning into that demonic, that low frequency. You notice a lot of posts on Facebook, there's a lot of jokes about other people. People talk about people's lace fronts, wigs, nails. Why are y'all still coming at people in the middle of a pandemic when nobody can go nowhere? And you still trying to compete. You still trying to compare. You still trying to prove yourself. You still trying to keep up with the Joneses. Bitch, the Joneses wasn't even allowed to come outside. The Joneses couldn't spend no motherfucking money either. But you gotta go hard to keep up with them. Why is it that a lot of these protests, I'm seeing more fucking white people than black people? But when the Villa opened up, there was black people lined the fuck up. And some of them are the same people that got opinions about what the rioters are choosing to do. How the fuck why you care about looting? Didn't they loot us? Wasn't we stolen? I don't remember. I don't know. I don't think Harriet Tubman voluntarily became a slave. She voluntarily chose to not be one. I don't get it, y'all. I don't get it, man. Hold on. Shout out to Keke Palmer. She is one of the black females that is on the front line and speaking to the National Guard and making them kind of bow down. You know what I mean? I respect Keke Palmer for that. You know what I mean? I just think a lot of y'all need to ask a lot of these white people who are protesting in predominantly white towns, why are you protesting? A lot of motherfuckers don't. Did y'all see a video? It was this dude. He was like, yeah, they killed my boy. They killed my boy. He didn't even know his name. He didn't even know his name. He was saying the wrong name and he was acting like he was super upset about it. That's that demon energy. That's that demon energy, whereas everything is groupthink. Did y'all see the one video where they beat this guy to a fucking pope? He didn't die, but they beat him the fuck up. And it's like the whole crowd was like we're under a spell. Why is it so hard to believe? The music we listen to is a spell. It's dumbing the fucking community down. It's dumbing it down. You don't hear a lot of these mumble rappers. These are grown motherfuckers and their music is geared towards teenagers. Their music is geared towards 9 and 12-year-olds. But these are grown motherfuckers rapping like this. They're dumbing us down through the music. We really are facing demon time. There's a lot of dark times. There's a lot of people that are facing depression and don't know what the fuck to do. There's a lot of people that are facing anxiety. There's a lot of domestic violence. There's a lot going on in the world right now. And this is why I wanted to sage Harrisburg. Y'all gotta come. I'm going to do a sage event and I'm going to go around, and I wish I could get a whole bunch of people so it could be a big smokes of sage. And I want to sage. I just want to walk around all the troubled places in the burg and just sage and speak life out loud. Speak what you seek until you see what you say. I want to do things like that. I want to do things. But then there's a thug side of me that wants to just burn down the Capitol. But you can't do that, you know. I should have never said that. But yeah, there's a part of me like, it would be nice to be able to, like, you know, set it off down here. But At the same time, I know that we are in a battle. We are in a spiritual warfare. There really is a spiritual battle going on. There really is. We all have light and dark within us. We all have light and dark within us. But some of us tap more into the dark than the light. And some of us tap more into the light than the dark. When I was younger, before I had kids, I tapped more into the dark. I was angry. I was always defensive. I was always on guard. I looked at everybody like the fucking enemy. I looked at everybody like you out to get me. I don't trust you. I don't like you. That's dark. That's low frequency. That's what I mean by demonic frequency. And you got to be careful of people who say they don't trust nobody. A motherfucker that don't trust nobody, that don't make you strong. Because that means you don't trust your fucking self. I learned that. Be careful of people that don't trust nobody. And they always suspect of everybody. Because at the time when I was like that and I didn't trust nobody, I didn't really trust myself. I didn't trust my own decisions. It wasn't that I didn't really trust nobody. I didn't trust my fucking self. But I was pouring that collateral, the collateral that comes from having those type of demons. It was pouring all up in my other relationships, and it was pouring into my friendships. You know, I had a very low frequency. It wasn't until I had, well, actually, it was like I started changing when I was 24. I started really growing up when I was 24 years old. It was my last time going to prison for a fight, and I was like, I'm never going to fucking prison again. And I became more hesitant about fighting because I didn't want to go to jail. And it's not that I was scared of jail, because I've been to jail when I was younger. Like, not jail, but I was in boot camp. I was in group homes. I went through all that shit. I had a lot of anger. And instead of asking, hey, why are you angry? And I'll tell them, hey, I'm being abused at home. They just locked me the fuck up and put me in boot camps. And put me in vision quests. And group homes and shit. They never really sat down and asked, do you need a hug? You feel me? So I had a lot of dark energy with me. I was leaning more to my dark energy, but I had a lot of light within me too. And we got to start speaking life into people, man. We speak a lot of death into each other. We always coming at each other. All day on Facebook, I just see black people just coming at each other. You coming at somebody's wig. You coming at somebody's lashes. We're not coming at things that really fucking matter. Come at the real shit. You know what I mean? Women are always on the front line. He said, did I meet you at Loving Hut? Loving Hut? I don't remember. There is an invite on her page for the Smudge Love event. Yes. Thank you, Miss Sharon, for calling that out. You are a dope co-host. You are dope. So basically what I'm trying to say is this is all strategic. The coronavirus, George Floyd's death, it's all strategic. It's all planned. We are in the middle of a spiritual warfare, spiritual, psychological, and biological warfare. We are dead smack in the middle of it. No, this ain't the revolution. It's not being televised yet. What you're seeing is not the revolution. It's the it's the whispers of it. It's the whispers of it. We might not see the results of it until after our death. Our kids, depending on the type of seeds we plant in our children and in our communities from henceforth, that's going to determine what type of kids, what type of generation, what they're going to have to put up with. Right now, we're only hearing whispers of a war. It's only whispers of it. This ain't the revolution for real. It ain't the revolution until we own land. It ain't the revolution until we start buying up the block, like Master P said. It ain't a revolution until we have our own banking system, our own schooling systems. This ain't no motherfucking revolution. This is a whole bunch of people with anger with no outlet. We are angry. We are fed up. We are pissed off. We are not taking no more excuses. Fuck making arrests. Everybody be hype about arrests. I don't give a fuck about no arrest. Can I get an eviction? Can I get a conviction? I don't mean eviction. Can I get a conviction? Can I get a conviction? The fuck them getting arrested is going to do for me? Why am I clapping for somebody getting arrested? Are they going to be found guilty? Are they going to sit in jail and pay for the consequences of their actions? Is that because even if whether they sit in jail or they walk free, that's never going to bring any of these innocent lives back. And I heard Candace Owens. She said that George Floyd, he's not somebody to put up as a hero. She said we're making him seem out to be this grand hero. I never heard nobody said George Floyd was a perfect person. I never heard not one person say George Floyd never made a mistake. I never heard not one person say George Floyd was the perfect human being. No, Candace Owens. What the fuck they said was nobody deserved to die like that, especially by somebody who's meant to protect and serve. I also think this was strategic. I think he was a sacrifice. I think it was meant for all of this to happen. I think this was done on purpose. It was done on purpose. Right when the world's about to open back up, right when certain places really are opening back up, we have to experience trauma. Once again, black people, black death is trending again. They talking more about black death now than the coronavirus. What the fuck happened to the coronavirus? I know the coronavirus is confused as fuck. Like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, nobody's putting two to two together. Y'all don't feel like you're being bamboozled by now? You're really in a fucking war with a whole bunch of demonic people. The elite are demonic. And how the fuck you asking me to choose between the lesser of two evils? And then getting mad that I don't want to do it. Oh, our ancestors died for our right to vote. Our ancestors died for our right to vote. They didn't die for me to play dumb. My ancestors didn't die for me to pretend that the facts is not there. It doesn't matter who the fuck is in that office. Our best interest is not at heart. Ain't nobody about to make me feel guilty because I refuse to choose between the lesser of two evils. Well, he's less evil than him, so pick him. I'm not fucking doing that. I'm not engaging in that because that's not really a fucking choice. You're not really giving me a choice. You're just putting two fucking people in front of me and telling me to pick. And one's a racist, one's a bigot, you're not about to make me feel like I'm disappointing my ancestors because I refuse to choose between the lesser of two evils. Yeah, my ancestors fought for the right to vote. They didn't fight for me to play dumb. Okay? They did not do that. They did not fight for me to act like I don't see the truth and the reality of the situation. We keep waiting on these government officials to change shit. We have to be the change we want to see because they not changing shit. The system was fucking built this way. It was built this way. It was fucking built as you trying to fix something that was purposely made this way. They purposely made it this way and you're trying to fix it. They're looking at you and they're not taking you seriously at all. They're not. I hate when people do that. They keep trying to use the ancestors. Well, the ancestors. One of my fucking ancestors told me to vote for Joe Biden. Now, one of my ancestors told me to vote for Trump. My ancestors didn't tell me to do none of that. They did not die for any of that. It's an illusion of choice. You're not really making a choice. You're not really using your freedom to choose. It's an illusion. How the fuck are you using your freedom to choose and you got to choose the lesser of two evils? Where's the good part? Where's the good person? How come I can't choose from evil and good? Why do I got to choose between two evils? That's not a real fucking choice. It's an illusion. There ain't no real power behind that. Ain't no real power behind that. Ain't none of them presidents in there got our best interests at heart. All politicians are liars. It's the reality of it. They have to. They have to be liars. They have to be charming. They have to have a certain way of manipulating people. They have to have a certain, especially those higher ups, those government officials, the ones you see all on the news. Those be the most fucking demonic ones. They don't give a fuck about you. We're over here defending people that don't give a fuck about us. They wouldn't piss on us if we was on fire. You see what the fuck he did for the coronavirus? He gave y'all $1,200. He gave y'all $1,200 to survive off of. You don't think that's a fucking joke? It's a fucking joke. Somebody said move your finger. Do you believe in voting locally? I think local votes is the most important votes because that's where you could finesse. Look, you can finesse and get people in with local votes. Local votes are the most powerful votes. I do believe that. I do believe they're the most powerful votes. And you can move up. Well, I look like somebody trying to walk up to my car. Hold the hell up. Hi. Yes, I do. All right, hold on.
but I picked you up from Jersey that day.
Yep. Yeah, you dropped me off. Yes. It's good to see you.
So you got your car.
Yeah, it looks nice. I gotta drive it next.
I know that's right.
It's good to see you. Damn, I wish I could give her a ride. She gave me a ride one time. I had all these damn groceries and was waiting for a cab. And she was like, I'll take you home. Ah, man. Voting locally counts. And here in St. STL, Bruce Franks Jr. is a living witness and leader that helped me believe. Yeah, I do believe that the local votes is the ones that, Republicans and Democrats both are out to fuck us. They just put us in different positions. I think, you know how I view Republicans and Democrats? They both the same motherfucking people. In front of us, they put on a show, they put on these debates, but they all have the same agenda behind closed doors. I really believe that. There really ain't no difference. There's really no difference between a Republican and a Democrat, for real. Like, they both make all these promises, they say all these things, and they never follow through. They don't really follow through with most of the promises they make and most of the arguments they make. They don't follow through. I really do believe that. They all shake hands behind closed doors. They put on a nice show, though. They put on a nice fucking show. They put on a nice show. But behind closed doors, I believe they're all a part of the same shit. They all a part of the same shit. And black people need to be like that. See, white people can sit at a table and they can have all the petty disagreements they want to. But they know that there's a bottom line. And they're going to stick together for the sake of that bottom fucking line. And that's where we fuck up as black people. We let petty differences divide us. And that's what they're using, divide and conquer. We let petty differences fuck us up. We forget the bottom line. We forget the bigger picture. Whereas a lot of these white people, a lot of the Puerto Ricans, a lot of these races that stick together, it's because they don't forget the bigger picture and they don't forget the bottom line. We forget the bottom line. So we're so busy fighting each other over petty disagreements, over differences of opinion, because you don't like her eyebrows or you don't like her edges. And you forget the bigger fucking picture. Or somebody told you something about her. I wish we could all sit at a table and be like, okay, we don't like none of these things, okay, but at the end of the day, there's a bottom line and there's a bigger picture. We have a problem focusing on the bigger fucking picture. That's where we struggle. We are dying from petty differences and lack of knowledge. And George Floyd's death, I feel like, was staged. I'm not saying his death is not real, he didn't really die. I feel like he was used as a tool in the media to set a lot of things off. And the setting off of those things is going to cause a domino effect. And it's going to cause a reaction. They know what the reaction is going to be. They know how you're going to react. And then they're going to react to that reaction. But they already planned how they was going to react to that reaction. This might be opening up the door for martial law. But I think they got the wrong generation for martial law, and I think they're starting to understand that. I think they're starting to see that they might have the wrong generation. This generation now, like they full blown fucking cops up now. They breaking police cars and they're blowing up police cars. These motherfuckers really burnt down a police station. You might have the wrong bunch of people. You might have the wrong people to be trying to test out. Martial law. I don't think it's going to really work. Same with the criminal justice system. All those judges, DAs, etc. They put on a show in court, but have drinks and dinner together. It's a joke. It is a joke. Public defenders is working with the fucking DA. They work together. They're not really there to fucking defend you. Yeah, they're going to publicly defend you. But behind closed doors, they already got a deal working out for you. They're trying to make nice with the judges and the DA. It is the very same thing with the fucking justice system. It's kind of sad. It's getting kind of hot in this damn car. What happened to the air conditioning? This is kind of nice. Say I won't pull off. Y'all want me to pull off? Send hearts if you want me to pull off. I'm actually tempted to drive this shit. First of all, this seat is too far back. Oh shit, I need gas. I'm getting the fuck out of this car. Hold on, I gotta fill up my gas tank. I don't want my car to go out on me. Hold on, y'all. It's gonna get dark for a second. But yeah, it's just so much. Like, I think we're really being bamboozled. I think a lot of this stuff is strategic. It was planned. It was already set in motion. And we're going to really, really have to be on guard spiritually, psychologically. We're going to really, really have to protect our necks because we are in a battle that we know, like, I don't think people understand just how real it's getting. We're dealing with like real demonic energy, like that low frequency. Like the elite really is demonic. The elite really is demonic and sadistic. You know how demonic you have to be to go into a lab and create a virus that can kill millions? You know how, like, do you know how sadistic you have to be? Like, you're literally consciously making this, knowing that this can kill the elderly and babies and anybody with a weak immune system. And you went into a lab and you created that. You know how sadistic you have to be? Do you know how sadistic you have to be to constantly pump fear 24/7 into the hearts of Americans? Fear is a very, very low vibration. It is easy to control somebody who is fearful. It is easy to control and manipulate somebody who is afraid and filled with anxiety and depression. It's so fucking easy. You know how sadistic you have to be to keep just pushing out all these videos? Where is these videos coming from of all this black death and police brutality? Like, where are they're just keep coming out of nowhere. You never asking yourself, like, over a sudden black death is trending again. And a lot of our people are addicted to pain porn. And what I mean by pain porn, we feel like we have to watch a fight. We have to watch this fight of black people fighting. We have to watch this. Oh, like, look at this video. He was fucking this bitch up. Like, a man fighting a woman. You cool? You want to see that? Like, you actually want that video and you want to see it? You want to see it? We are addicted to pain and trauma. We are addicted to pain and trauma where we pass it around. We make the weirdest shit go viral. Black people will make negative things go viral before they let positive things go viral. Notice that? Especially in the hood. They like negativity. They like that low frequency. Like, they like that negativity. Like, it does something. It's like we're addicted to trauma. We're addicted to pain. We're addicted to seeing each other hurt. We're addicted to seeing each other down and out. We're addicted to these things. And we have to break out of that fucking cycle. Hey, Keisha, we got to break out of this cycle of being addicted to seeing trauma. Addicted to drama, addicted to arguing, addicted to seeing bitches fighting. We always share, like I always tell people, don't send me no videos of black people fighting. I don't want to see that shit. Don't send me videos of cops beating on a fucking kid. I don't want to see that shit. I don't want to actually, when you watch something, it's affecting you. You have to watch what the fuck you feed in your mind. Why would I purposely keep watching shit like that? I know what's happening in the world. Even the George Floyd one, that was the first one I watched in a while too. I didn't watch it for a while though. Like, I didn't watch it for like a good 2 weeks. And then when I finally did watch it, like, it triggered me. It does something to the brain. It fucks you up. It instantly gave me a headache. I'm not going to purposely watch stuff like that all the time. And I'm not sharing that on my wall. I'm not sharing that on my page. I'm not addicted to trauma. I'm not addicted to pain. I'm addicted to being the best that I can be. I'm addicted to healing. I'm addicted to growing. I'm addicted to getting in touch with my higher power, because through getting in touch with my higher power, I'm getting in touch with my higher self. My higher self is the best form and version of me. I'm addicted to reaching her. You know what I mean? I ain't into, like, and then y'all keep arguing with these fucking racists. What you think arguing with them is going to do? What do you really think getting on comments and arguing with these people calling us niggers and pigs and we deserve to get killed and all that? Arguing with them is not educating them. They're not. Why are we trying to educate a bunch of people that hate us? What the fuck I want to educate you for? I'm just wasting my energy and time. And you're also lowering my frequency by me engaging in this shit with you. I'm engaging in a hateful conversation with you. I don't want that shit. Tori, I done talked about so many different things. I'm about to actually tune out of here, though. I done talked about so much stuff. It's my mommy duty. I gotta go in. But yeah, it gets real, man. Like, there's a spiritual war going on, and all of this is strategic. This is all planned. We really are experiencing demon time. Be careful. So when you hear that shit, like, really think about it. There's a lot of demonic frequencies and energies going around. So listen, on June 19th, 2020, anybody from Harrisburg who's watching, I'm doing a smudge love event. We're going to sage the fuck out of the city of Harrisburg. We're going to walk around with sage, Palo Santo. We're going to say affirmations. I'm going to get me a mega horn. And we're going to speak what we seek until we see what we said. We're going to speak life into the city of Harrisburg. When's the last time we've done that? Speak life out loud. I can't wait to have a crowd of y'all with me. I can't wait to have a crowd of y'all with me just saging and speaking life and affirmations. And the smell of Palo Santo is so fucking awesome. Like, I just can't wait to just walk down the block and smell the remnants of our sage burning. And we cleansing. The intention is to cleanse. And you start off by working on the hearts and the minds of the people. You feel me? We got a long battle ahead of us. But no, the revolution will not be televised. Not at all. We ain't even in the revolution yet. There's just a whisper. It's like, that's what you're seeing now. All them riots and stuff, it's just a whisper. Hey, yo, we about to set shit off. Like, hey, yo, it's about to get real. Like, you know what I mean? It's just a whisper. This ain't the real revolution. Shit ain't getting real yet. I feel like these same people just keep walking around my car. It's making me a little fucking nervous. Smudge love event. Yes, I got the flyer on my page. Y'all can check it out. I'm a little nervous because these motherfuckers keep walking around my car. Hold on. I shouldn't be all suspect like that, but this is like the third time they walked around this car. So I'm about to get out this car because I ain't no dummy. I'm about to get off this live. Thank you for everybody for tuning in. And if you think I'm being a conspiracy theory regarding, like, it's ironic that there was a food company that was supposed to pay for George Floyd's funeral, but it didn't happen, ironically, to be Floyd Mayweather. The elite use a lot of symbolism. They use a lot of symbolism. That's when you can tell when you're being bamboozled. Look at the symbolism. Look at the thing. Then he has a daughter named Gianna. And then, you know, recently the Gianna was Kobe Bryant's daughter who died. Like, you know what I mean? They use a lot of symbolism. Twinning season. We in Gemini season. There's a lot of they thought he was Steven Jackson. And the irony of that is Steven Jackson, he, like, you know, has very colorist views. Very colorist views about black women. But now all of a sudden he's acting like the irony that he compared black women. He said black women are worse than the police. Ain't that ironic? Considering the dude that they thought he looked like ended up dying by the police. Like, it's a lot of symbolism that they're using. And I know it sounds like conspiracy theory, but you could actually look all this shit up yourself. You could look up that the tattoo he had on him, he's a Freemason. He's a Freemason. Probably a higher degree, you know what I mean? And he probably took that sacrifice, and it was supposed to set off a chain of events that the elites are well aware of. They're well aware that shit was going to get real because they put this in motion. And now it's up to us whether or not we're going to discern what's really going on around us. Because it's easier to lie to people than to tell them, hey, you've been fooled. Nobody wants to hear that they've been fooled. And I'm not saying you've been fooled saying George Floyd is not dead or that he deserved to die. That's not what I'm saying. Because I don't want nobody misconstruing my words. Ain't nobody who's supposed to preserve and protect should sit there with their fucking knee in your neck and know that you are dying and do nothing about it. So don't ever try to confuse me stating that this was strategic as if I'm saying that means it's okay, because it's not. I understand why every person rioting is doing so. I understand why people are protesting. But be careful what you follow, though. Y'all need to look a little deeper into the Black Lives Matter movement. Look a little bit deeper and see who you're following, you know? But at the end of the day, Black Lives Matter regardless. You know, our lives do matter. And you don't need to be a part of a movement for that to be true. It's sad that we have to set up movements to convince people that we matter. We all got the same fucking blood pumping. When we all cut ourselves, we all bleed red fucking blood. But we have to be treated different because of the color of our skin. And that's sad. And it's sad. But I'm going to let y'all go. Love, peace, and hair grease. I hope you got an earful, and I hope you really picked up what I was trying to drop here. This is a setup. Be careful. Realize we really are in a spiritual battle. And there is demonic energy spreading all over. And what I mean by demonic energy, I don't mean it's some devil traveling behind you. I mean there's low frequency. There's very, very low frequency. There's feelings of fear. That's a low frequency. Greed, envy, destruction. And a lot of people are afraid to see the system fall. They think shit's gonna get pretty. How the fuck people asking for revolution, but you acting shocked that it's getting ugly? I don't understand. How are you acting shocked that it's getting ugly? Did you think it was supposed to be pretty? Was they supposed to be nice? I'm so confused. People like, oh, they're looting. They're fucking shit up. Was it supposed to be pretty? When the fuck have you ever been in the middle of the war and it was pretty? I ain't never seen nothing pretty about war. When's the last time you seen a house getting demolished? When they're knocking down a house, they got a crane and they're knocking down a house to start or something over new. When they're knocking down that house and they tearing that shit up, that shit don't look pretty. It don't look pretty until they rebuild it. Then you be like, oh, that looks nice. But why are people shocked that it's getting ugly right now? I'm not shocked at all. I'm not shocked that it's getting ugly. You gotta destroy in order to rebuild. And when you destroying something, ain't shit pretty about destroying and breaking something down to the bottom of its bitters and then building it back up to something right. Like I'm surprised that people like, oh, people are dying. People are getting killed. There's always going to be casualties of war. The fuck? Did y'all forget that's what's going on? We in the middle of a fucking war. And somebody's right, it ain't white versus black. It's really rich versus poor. That's really what it is. And once people realize the bigger picture, they think they're throwing in race as a distraction. They're throwing in the gay agenda as a distraction. They're throwing in all these little fucking distractions. And the truth is, this is really all about fucking money and power. Money and power. Those with all the money, all the power, they looking at you and they want to get rid of you. Right now, they fucking with the black people. They gonna end up fucking with the white people next because it's really rich versus poor. That's what it really is. It's rich versus poor. And right now, they're just hitting us the hardest. They always hit us the hardest, though. Because it's going to be a scary thing to see a whole bunch of black people unite. And then to see a whole bunch of white people uniting with black people. Oh, my God. These motherfuckers are scared. It's more of us than there is of them. It's more of us. It's more regular, normal, middle class, lower class people than there is rich, high class people. There's more of us. We could take over if we really wanted to. If we had the balls. And stop saying you ain't our ancestors. I hate when people say we're not our ancestors. You damn right you ain't. They had way more fucking balls. And I pray I have just as much courage. I pray that over time, life circumstances and experiences and situations builds enough courage for me to even do half of what they did. To teach half of what they taught. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. But yeah, Juneteenth, June 19th, 2020, Reservoir Park at 5 o'clock, we are going to sage the fucking city of Harrisburg. We're going to try to do some cleansing and some affirmations. We're going to add a spiritual touch to it. You don't gotta, because I know a lot of, I don't know if there's Christians who's like, oh, smudging is bad, it's demonic. Ain't shit demonic about smudging. You know what I mean? If you don't want to come and use smudge or sage or all that, then just come walk with us and say some positive affirmations and speak life into the city of Harrisburg. Love, peace, and hair grease, y'all. I gotta go.